En la antesala del Congreso Americano de Oftalmología es un verdadero privilegio y honor poder conversar unos minutos con el doctor Murthy Simhambhatla. Él es presidente, chairman y CEO de Abbott Medical Optics. Y le damos la bienvenida a Oftalmólogo al Día y a Review of Ophthalmology en español. Dr. Simhambhatla, laser-assisted surgery has slowly been making its inroads in Latin America over the past few years, despite its high costs. It's being used every day more. Does Abbott have any special programs, plans to assist those surgeons who would like to switch to this technology?
Well, you're talking about laser-assisted cataract surgery. My view is that in the early days, you'll see laser-assisted cataract surgery penetrate the big academic centers and private hospitals. The big academic centers, because the advent of laser cataract surgery is similar to the early days of phacoemulsification. There's a lot of work that's still being done to optimize outcomes and to understand how to design new intraocular lenses that can take full advantage of laser cataract surgery. On the private side, surgeons want to give their patients the most advanced technologies. Now, the big question is, how quickly can this technology penetrate the public health system? And to answer that question, one has to answer eventually the question of health economics. And there are some studies going on in Europe today assessing the economics of laser cataract surgery in a public setting. And we hope that some of those findings can translate over to Latin America as well.
Wonderful. Abbott last year, with its purchase of Vistatech, greatly expanded its presence in Latin America by purchasing Vistatech in Brazil. Can you comment of other strategic plans in the region to keep the Latin American expansion?
Well, the Latin American region is critical to us. It's developing rapidly, and Latin America, in fact, has a very rich history of innovation in ophthalmology. So it's really important for us to have a strong presence in the region. Now, we started with Brazil because it's a big market, and we felt it really important to interface directly with the end customer, get their input, and solve their issues in a more direct manner. As we go outside of Brazil, we're looking at various countries individually as to what is the right model, given the size of each market, for us to bring the appropriate level of service. So we're looking at Mexico, we're looking at Chile, we're looking at Argentina, and for each region, we're assessing what is the right model. We haven't made up our minds entirely just as yet, but hopefully in the next year or so, we'll have some conclusions about how we want to approach each country.
That's definitely very exciting news. And onto the idea of innovation, your background is as an engineer. I know you recently attended a congress in STEM education, science, technology, math. How can we foster innovation in ophthalmology? Currently, there's a big debate in Latin America as there is some concern that in spite of all the wonderful technologies that allow doctors to innovate, it's putting behind a little bit in that innovative spirit, that it may slow down in a way the younger generations. Everything's too much at their fingertips. What is your view regarding this?
Well, of all of the fields in healthcare, the fact remains that ophthalmology is one of the most innovative because there's still huge unmet needs. Not just in cataract surgery, but in glaucoma, in the back of the eye, and these are problems that haven't been solved. And the large companies are highly competitive, and therefore each one invests very significantly in innovation. Now, the point I want to make in the context of medical devices is the nature of innovation has changed a bit. In the past, you'd make a lot of small changes to your products, and that would get rewarded by the medical community. But these days, on the one hand, in the public health system, there's a lot of cost pressure. And on the other hand, in the private segment, patients are demanding very good visual outcomes with very high expectations. So for innovation to work, you've got to solve both ends of the problem. You've got to have more effective, more efficient solutions for the public healthcare system on the one hand, which is going to bring up a whole new set of innovative ideas. And on the other hand, in the private sector, even today with cataract surgery, there's a tremendous demand to improve the technology, whether it's multifocal lenses or cataract surgery outcomes in general for refractive cataract surgery. So I do not see the pace of innovation slowing down. And as a matter of fact, with the advent of laser cataract surgery and some of the other innovations in the field, you'll see the next wave of ideas start to permeate the community.
Wonderful. The World Health Organization has a plan, global initiative to end preventable blindness by 2019. Does Abbott Medical Optics have any programs, any strategies to support this global initiative?
Well, we're in the cataract business at Abbott Medical Optics, and cataract surgery is one of the key vehicles to address the issue of preventable blindness. Now, the way we engage with the community is through the major foundations. So I personally sit on the foundations of the International Council of Ophthalmology, of the American Academy of Ophthalmology, the American Society of Cataract and Refractive Surgery, the Pan American Ophthalmology Foundation. And there's really a two-part effort in how we can have an impact. The first is in fostering education. One of the big issues in many parts of the world is that there aren't enough trained cataract surgeons. So education is a big vehicle. And then the next thing that we're very focused on is how do you make the care of patients sustainable. At the end of the day, it's very difficult if it's purely charitable to sustain the initiative. And there's very good examples in many parts of the world, like in India. These ideas are now being tried in parts of Africa to have sustainable programs to prevent blindness through well-trained local surgeons.
And to finish, we would really value your advice to young ophthalmologists who may be watching us and starting their practice.
Well, first off, I'll say, congratulations to all of them, because they've chosen one of the most exciting fields in medicine and truly one of the most gratifying. When it comes to vision, you can equate that to independence, quality of life, and self-confidence. So they've got a tremendous impact on patients, and they're entering the field at a time where I see an entirely new wave of innovations start to come in. So for young ophthalmologists, the advice I would give is, in their practice, to be open to working with the industry, because at the end of the day, the relationship between the industry and the surgeons is that of a tool maker. We make the tools, and the surgeons are the tool users, and we can't develop the tools without the input and close collaboration of the tool makers. And together, I believe the surgical community and the industry can really further transform the field of ophthalmology.
Dr. Simhambhatla, muchísimas gracias por su tiempo aquí hoy. De verdad lo valoramos muchísimo y esperamos verlo en Latinoamérica muy, muy pronto. Gracias.
Thank you very much.